We're honored to be joined by Ilene Isaacs, who's executive director of an organization called Table to Table. Ilene, good to see you.
It's really good to see you, Steve.
Tell everyone what Table to Table is, because, quote, rescuing food is a huge issue in our state and our nation. Please.
Yeah, so what we do, Steve, we make sure that those pallets of beautiful, fresh produce, fruits, and vegetables are available for Emma every Thursday when she comes to the market we established 7 years ago in Newark. She takes 2 buses to get there and then brings it back to her family. And we make sure that there's a bag of oranges for Emma, who is a senior adult living in a subsidized housing building. She loves oranges, but she can only afford half an orange on her fixed income. So she relies on Table to Table to be the access to this beautiful fruit that she loves. How do we do it? Through food rescue. We have 7 refrigerated trucks that travel through Bergen, Essex, Hudson, and Passaic County. We go to supermarkets and food distributors and other professional kitchens, and we pick up beautiful fresh food, not dented cans without labels, right, but the good stuff, produce, dairy, and we deliver it to the same counties, about 250 organizations, and we just make sure that we're there and people can rely on us and know they can get good quality food.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we put up the website for Table to Table, let people understand, again, by logging on that site, more about the organization and how they can be helpful. Because one of the reasons we even do this, by featuring we're a not-for-profit production company. We've said that a million times. No money, no mission, right? And I'm about to talk to Ilene about fundraising in a second. But one of the reasons we feature organizations is so that not only can they tell their story, but you can be helpful as part of our public television audience if you choose to. That being said, what has been the impact of the pandemic on the people you serve every day? And then I'm going to double down and talk about Hurricane Ida. Please, Ilene.
Yeah, the pandemic just, in a day turned our worlds around, and agencies started to close because they were worried about their staff and volunteers. The food sources started to dry up because of supply chain issues and the fact that people were shopping like crazy in supermarkets paying for food. So certainly getting food donated was not a top priority for some. Yet the need exploded overnight. People who never, ever believed they would be looking for a meal lost jobs, lost businesses. So the need grew exponentially, and the ability to bring it into the community and the sources for that food really dwindled. So because food rescue, you need to be nimble and be able to shift on a dime. We did. We forged new relationships with municipal governments and community organizers. We went to the food distributors and meal kit companies who were doing well and were able to procure pallets and pallets of food. And of course, we were concerned about our own drivers and their safety, but we built in some precautions as best as we could for them. And we were out there just serving more people. 50% more food than in 2019 went out in 2020.
Ilene, let me do this and put things in perspective. You're talking about the number of people you serve. Estimated that 2 million people are food insecure in New Jersey. New Jersey ranks 2nd in the entire country in the United States for the most significant increase. This is an important piece in childhood food insecurity, increasing 85% from 3% to 21%. Ilene, put that in perspective. Children, food insecure, going to bed hungry.
Yeah, I mean, just extraordinary that in one of the richest states in one of the richest areas of a state in the country that we could have children going to sleep hungry. That happens in normal times, but because of the pandemic, that's so exploded. And for us, much of the food that we distribute goes to schools. We use schools as distribution hubs that then provide food to other schools in their district. So the schools closed, and the ability to bring this food to kids really was impacted. But again, quickly working with the community, seeing that maybe families weren't able to come to the schools, but would be able to come to a neighborhood church that served the same area, we were able to ensure that people who were relying on this food, particularly kids, particularly in some cases, people who never had to wonder about where they would be getting this food, there was the means for them to receive it.
Yeah, before I let you go, Hurricane Ida's had an impact as well, correct?
Hurricane Ida, really, of storms, pandemics, etc., nothing affected us like Hurricane Ida. All 7 of our distribution trucks, our refrigerated vehicles, were flooded out. The impact of that is going to be longstanding because we still don't even have insurance settlements on the trucks. And the ability to get new trucks to replace them is compromised. So significant issue, but we're managing. We've got trucks out there. People know they can rely on us. The work we're doing is that important.
Ilene, I'm so sorry that time is tight here, but real quick, A, how can people help if they go on the website? And also, your funding comes from where? Because I did say no money, no mission, which is the same thing for those of us who do what we do as a nonprofit and television production affiliated with public broadcasting. Your funding comes from corporations, foundations, individuals, correct?
Correct. We're completely philanthropy funded. We write grants, individuals send donations, corporate sponsorships. Every year we raise the money to keep ourselves on the road.
And if someone goes onto the website, they can contribute, they can be helpful, they can volunteer, correct?
Absolutely. This really is a community food rescue, and every member of the community can participate.
That's Ilene Isaacs, Executive Director of an organization called Table to Table. Ilene, I want to thank you so much, not only for being with us, but for the work that you and your colleagues do every day. Thank you, Ilene.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, Steve.
You got to stay with us. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Bank of America, Atlantic Health System, the Russell Berry Foundation, PSC&G, the New Jersey Education Association, the North Ward Center, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Delta Dental of New Jersey, and by NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Chamber and by NJ Biz.
How do you create change? By cultivating hope. And we see that every day. In the eyes of our preschoolers, in the souls of the seniors in our Adult Day program, in the minds of the students at Robert Treat Academy, a national Blue Ribbon School of Excellence, in the passion of children in our Youth Leadership Development Program, in our commitment to connections at the Center for Autism, and in the heart of our community, the North Ward Center, creating opportunities for equity, education, and growth.